Hi, welcome to this AdWords online classroom tutorial on the true value of search. The objective for this session is to provide you with great ideas and insights to do with online marketing, particularly Google search and related tools and advertising programs. At Google, we believe that digital and search are a key part of an integrated media strategy, and therefore it is very important to understand the true value of search within the context of all your marketing activities. In this presentation, we will focus on the key factors that make search an effective marketing channel. The correct answer is 3.6 billion. The world is changing, and we're seeing that the internet and search specifically are becoming hugely important in commerce. The internet today is the one tool that consumers are really not willing to give up, and search is like a gateway through the purchase process. We have even seen in some studies that a large minority of consumers believe that the internet is more important than their husbands or wives. On that note, let's move on to the true value of search. We have already discussed briefly the rise in internet consumption and, as a result, the growing use of search as a means to find information. Understanding search, however, from a marketing specialist point of view is not easy. For consumers, search is easy and logical. That is because consumers are in control. As a marketing specialist, however, trying to second-guess consumer behaviour and intent is not so easy. Understanding how to measure return on investment of search and online advertising is also difficult. Whilst Google and digital media in general are great because there are many measurable actions that can be understood, understanding search and digital within the whole purchase process or media mix is definitely more tricky. Given the difficulties in measuring search holistically, we have over the last year developed a framework to understand the full value of search and how that relates to marketing investments. Let's have a look at some research that we've conducted in relation to each of the following. Of these 4 pillars, we will only review 3 today, as the first, which is direct response, is generally well understood. So the first of these is latent conversion. This is the concept that search does not always convert on the last click. Understanding the search journey and clickstream is crucial to correct attribution of search to conversion. Generic search, impressions, and visits to all sites shape the consumer decision. To value search just on the last click before conversion is clearly very limited. It's exactly the same concept by which you might measure display advertising, which in fact, more often than not, are bought on a CPM basis for exactly this reason. The second is online to offline. This is an extension of latent conversion. Very simply, consumers research online before buying offline, and therefore understanding how search and online investments drive purchase offline can be very important. It's not just a case of online drives online and offline drives offline only. Finally, we'll look at branding. Understanding the effect that search has on brand metrics such as awareness, brand image, purchase consideration, and likelihood to recommend are the measures on which traditional advertising is measured. So why not search? We will see both the effect of search, but also the website on brand measures, and also the synergy that occurs when using both offline and search together. First, let's look at latent conversions. By latent conversions, we refer to conversions that take place a certain period of time after the final click on a search ad, i.e., not immediately after the final click. If we look at searches related to the mobile phone category, we see that a typical journey contained an average of 4 sites visited 10 times over 8 web sessions. Here, the process it took the consumer to research the mobile phone before they converted and made a purchase took 31 days. The research process is longer than you think. See these further examples. Ideally, advertisers should extend the length of their cookie tracking beyond 30 days. Around half of conversions for computers, mobile phones and clothing take place after more than 30 days of research. This would suggest that short burst campaigns may be inefficient, given the length of the overall research process for some buyers. Of course, some people do convert quickly. In this example, 16% of people looking for a mobile phone only recorded 1 day of research before converting. By extending cookie length, advertisers can at least be aware of the terms that are driving initial traffic in the early stages of research, and therefore balance the management of these terms with those that drive immediate and subsequent conversions. So the takeout from this is that it's advisable to look at the whole search journey to conversions as opposed to just the last click. Google offers a number of free services that can help you track your conversions better, such as conversion tracking, search funnels reports, and conversion optimizer to help you get more insight on conversions from AdWords traffic. Google Analytics is a free web analytics tool to help you monitor the performance of your site. Website Optimizer is another tool that can make it easy to test the performance of page combinations. Related to latent conversion is the concept that online drives offline conversion. We all know anecdotally that people research online before purchasing offline. We have lots of research from consumers which demonstrates that they convert offline after online research. We have recently attempted to track this more scientifically using more sophisticated research techniques. We'll spend some time now taking you through some of the case studies. One example where we've managed to quantify the effect of online in offline conversions is with Auchan, a leading French supermarket. What you see here is the main output from a very deep analysis of all of Auchan's data, along with Google's proprietary search data. In summary, we constructed a number of multiplicative econometric models to quantify the drivers of all marketing levers that can affect conversion. As you can see here, 13% of offline conversions at Auchan occur as a result of visits to the Auchan website. Note that this analysis relates to TV sales only. What is interesting to note is that the website is as influential as brochures and catalogues. And when we look at the cost efficiency of search in driving incremental traffic to the site, we see that for every €1 spent in search advertising, there is a return on investment of over €20 in offline revenues. This is and was a real breakthrough study for us, and of course, Auchan. Here is another example of the online to offline effect, this time from Germany. This time we used a geo-experimental setup, whereby we were able to expose certain parts of the country to advertising and keep others dark. When we look at the results in the test and control regions, we can see that there is a very significant offline sales effect of search advertising. Again, we can see the sales uplift for the sample that are exposed to the paid search advertising. Away from tracking actual conversions, it is also important to remember that search, like traditional media, also has a key role to play in delivering a brand effect. In terms of brand awareness, loyalty, and purchase consideration, search and especially the website are vitally important. This is an example from Italy, where we worked with Group M and Nestlé and a range of other clients to investigate the effect of search on traditional brand metrics. To do this, we passively tracked 5,000 consumers and were able to both observe and manipulate their exposure to Google AdWords. We did not force them to search or use the internet. We simply watched their behaviour and after 1 month interviewed them to be able to understand their awareness and brand scores. Here you can see that exposure to search advertising has a strong branding effect, and also that this effect is greater when there's both a higher frequency of search exposure, but also when search listings are at the top of the search engine results page. Interestingly, we were also able to see the effect that all of the component parts of search and a website have. On the left-hand side, you can see the effect of just exposure to search advertising, a lift of 29%. On the right-hand side, it is possible to see the effect of search and the website. This first bar represents the effect of the website visit without any exposure to AdWords. The second bar shows the effect of the website visit and exposure to AdWords, but without a click. The final bar shows the effect of the website visit and exposure to AdWords and a click, the difference between this and those with no exposure to either search or site. It is, of course, interesting to know to what extent search delivers a branding effect, but understanding this branding effect in the context of other media and knowing the optimal balance of online and offline is the key to marketing success. Part of this is also understanding how traditional media and online work together. There are both efficiencies in terms of audiences reached, but also synergies between offline and media and search. In this case study, which comes from France, we see that TV and search increase brand preferences by 13%. But perhaps most importantly, we see that using TV and search together is 20% more cost efficient in terms of brand ROI. In case you're wondering, this is a case from the consumer goods sector. The company we're looking at is L'Oréal Garnier. To better understand the consumer search behaviour around your brand, you can use free Google tools such as Google Insights for Search and Ad Planner. So, in summary, we know that the purchase journey is a long process, and attribution beyond 30 days and offline is critical to keep in mind. It is also hugely important across all sectors, and particularly in mature markets in Europe. It is used by all demographic and psychographic segments and is used in the purchase process for most product and service categories. Finally, search delivers more than just traffic. Online is a critical touchpoint in the consumer journey, so understanding the branding power of search and your website is key. Additionally, how search works with offline media and how it contributes to offline conversion is crucial to successful marketing and revenue goals.